Hello, thanks for visiting the channel again. Today I'm actually going to talk about 여행, 영어. I think everybody's interesting topic is going on a travel, and I figured how I could help other people go on a trip and preparing their English prior to the trip. All right, the first thing that I want to say, as you know now in my channel, the main focus for me is always cut to the chase, make English simple, not too hard. You don't need the 단어장, you just need to memorize the 4 phrases that I will teach you today. And when you go on a trip, you will have more confidence, and also your trip will not be as nervous or as difficult than before. All right? Very first thing when you go on a trip, everybody is always worrying about how to pass the custom clearance, 입국 심사, right? And when you go to the restaurant, how will you order your food? And also, when you actually see the foreigners on the street, if they happen to ask you a question, there's that feeling, oh my goodness, I am so nervous, right? So today, I will give you the 4 phrases which will be here, all right? That you could know, and it will really help you when you go on a trip, okay? Remember in the previous video, what I always say is subject and verb. Do not memorize the vocabulary. Just take and learn English as a language and have a confidence in speaking, right? The English you need to know are very basic and very simple. So the first thing that you should know is how to ask a question. Right? There are times where you don't know how to go, and also you don't know how to order, or also you don't know how to survive when there's a trouble or when there's a problem, right? In this video, you will learn those 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 phrases that you must know to prepare your trip, okay? So if you actually learn about this, I guarantee that you could actually use this from the airport, arriving at a different country, going to the hotel, going to the restaurant, and also going for a shopping or sightseeing. Everything will be covered. So now pay attention. What I'm going to call these 4 phrases is Lego boxes. Because I believe English is just a puzzle matching where you have a subject, where you have a verb, you put that together, and then you put what you want to say. So those puzzle pieces put together makes one long, easy sentences that people can understand. So first one, I call it first block, you should know, is requesting, asking questions, getting the answer you need, right? So the phrase you need to know is this. Can I get? I have covered this topic previously in my short video. I'll put the link to it so you could just go in and check it, right? So in this first Lego is like 맞는 요청템. When you're requesting something, when you need something, this is a very polite but also very basic and easy to memorize and use. Often when I am teaching in my class, many students say instead of can I, because if they needed it, they go, give it to me, give me, I need it. Something very harsh and also very straightforward English. If you do that, it just makes that other person who listens, they will understand your English is not your mother tongue or first language. So they will understand it, but I just want to teach all my viewers that speaking English is not as difficult as it seems. So can I get is 나한테 뭐뭐뭐를 줄 수 있을까요? So the 뭐뭐뭐 will come after can I get 뭐뭐뭐, right? So the first thing, when you go on a plane or at the airport, if you're very thirsty or you need some drink, what you could say is, can I get some water if you need the water? And then if you want a beer, can I get some beers? And also you could say, If you want to drink the wine, can I get some wine? Or if you want the whiskey or the liquor, you can say, can I get a whiskey? All right, so the can I get is like a all-purpose that you could say and you could use to request when you need something. And the second time that you could use can I get is in the restaurant. You enter the restaurant with your friends or your family. When you sit down, you need to order, but you need to see the menu. Instead of saying, give me the menu, please. Can I have a menu? Can I get a menu? So after you get the menu, you could say, can I get a water first? So can I get is like really all-purpose phrase you could use. And then the third time that you could use when you go to the cafe, it's very common that you will go to any cafe you see when you're traveling because you're hot, you're thirsty. Coffee is necessary because when you're traveling, you're jet lagged, you're very tired, right? So in the cafe, how would you use this Lego block can I get? You could say, can I get an iced Americano? And also you can say, can I get an iced latte? Can I get a hot Americano? Can I get a cold water? Anything that you need. What? Which is the 단어. Korean students have such a high pool of vocabulary. So if you know the vocabulary, use can I get. So number 4, you go to the restaurant, you finished eating, you need to pay, right? So you need the bills, the check, 계산서, right? How would you say it? You need to say, can I get the bill? Can I get my check? So these 4 times of when you're on the airplane or the airport, when you're in the restaurant, when you're in the cafe, when you are leaving the restaurant, those are the 4 ways that you just learned. And after these 4, you are pretty much done.
Yes!
You could ask everything and then this is perfect. So now that you know, first Lego block you should know when you go on a trip is can I get. Let's move on to the second Lego block, number 2. Okay, this Lego block is like a blocks to use when you're in trouble, when you need to survive or get out of the situation. The Lego block that you need to remember is I need to. What does that mean? 나는 뭐뭐뭐 해야 해요, right? So this is kind of like an emergency situation in the airport, hotel, or a hotel, and also in a street when you get lost. So first, I will give you the 4 examples where you can use, and just to pay attention and then remember this phrase, remember this Lego block, and you will have no problem of getting out of the situation. So the first, at the hotel lobby, you enter and then this is your last day of the trip. You need to check out. How would you say it? I need to check out. So that's the 단어 already know. You just need to understand you need to use I need to with it. All right. And number 2, at the airport, most important thing when you travel is you need to use their money, the currency. But sometimes many people use their credit card, so you could just swipe it. But if you need the cash, you need to do the 환전. You already know the 환전 단어 is exchange. So you put that exchange here, you make a sentence say, I need to exchange my money. Where can I go? So that is the second phrase that you can say, I need to exchange money. And number 3, there's always that time. You did leave your home early, but you feel like you're gonna miss your flight because airport in other countries could be confusing. It's not as easy as Korea, where you could see things and where you can understand the language right away. When you are a little bit short or tight on your time and you need to catch the flight right away, so you need to say, 저기요, 저 지금 빨리 가야 해요. How would you say it? I need to go to my exit right now. Can you show me how to go? My plane is leaving soon. I need to go. Can you help me? Right? So I need to go to my exit. I need to go to my gate. So I need to something that you need. All right? And number 4. Now, there's always when you're traveling, some situations or incidents always happen. For me, there was an event. It's a really funny story that I grew up in America, so I just thought my name is Wan Su, but I grew up in America, so I thought my first name was Juan and my middle name was Sue. That was a very long time ago. So every time I bought a plane in America, I actually put Juan, Sue, and Lee. And there was no problem for me to travel within America, going to different states. So when I came back to Korea with my wife, we were planning to go to the Taiwan for my wife's friend's wedding. And in that time, I also booked a flight with the name Wan Lee. I forgot to put the Sue because in Korean website, there is no middle name, the Kan, right? So I put Wan Lee. I arrived at the airport. They couldn't match my name because my name is not Wan Lee. My name is Yi Wan Soo. So at the airport, they couldn't let me pass through. So I had to buy another ticket at the airport with very high price because we couldn't miss the flight. So in that kind of thing, like you have a problem, there's always a problem. What would you do? I need to talk to the manager. I need to talk to the manager because when you're talking to an employee, sometimes the word just goes around and around. But when the managers come, they settle the situation and then they solve out the situation much easier and much faster. So if you are having some trouble at the airport, in the restaurant, at the hotel, I'm sure everybody is very good and nice employee. But when you're short on time and you need the help, you can say, I need to talk to the manager. All right? So if you now remember this second pattern, second Lego block, I need to, you get into trouble, you need some help, you could use this to get yourself out of the situation. All right? Now, third Lego blocks, this one, it's a Lego block that you can use to find something that you were looking for. When you're saying something to find, the first word everybody say is where. Yes, where is my blah, blah, blah. That's a perfect thing. But if you do that, it's not actually a question to other people, right? It's very sounds a little bit rude. You just go to the person and then where is the museum? People will be like, oh, okay, hi, hello. So that is kind of like 급하게 물어보는, where is something? So if you want to avoid that situation, number 3 Lego block will be, is there a, and the 명사, the vocabulary that you know, right? So you get lost or you need to find something, you were looking for the sightseeing monument or attractions, right? But you couldn't find it. So instead of saying and asking other people, where is the museum? Where is the Starbucks? Where is the restaurant? Don't do that. So I will give you the 3 situations where you can use is there. The first example will be when you travel, you need to use the restroom. You couldn't find it. Where is the restroom? If you say that in Korean, it sounds like 화장실이 도대체 어디야? What? I'm not going to help you. So if you want to avoid it, you can say, is there a restroom near me, near here? So that's the way. If you cannot remember near here, you could just say, is there a restroom to the person? Number 2 situation. You exchange your money at the airport, but you've used it all, so you need to have more cash. What would you say? Where is the ATM? ATM이 도대체 어디 있어? Don't do that. What would you say? Is there an ATM? Very good. And number 3, sometimes people get sick when they're traveling and you need to find the medicine. Maybe you need to find the pharmacy, or maybe if it's very severe, very serious, you need to go to the hospital. What would you say? Where is the hospital? 도대체 병원이 어디야? Let's not do that. What would you say is there a pharmacy? Is there a pharmacy? So those are the 3 situations where you're in trouble, and this is there a will get you out of that situation, right? So if you are just on the street, you really need to ask because you need to go to the restroom. The easiest way will be, so is there a, and the 명사 that you want to use. Don't forget. All right, guys, great job. You've made it to the last chapter, which is the Lego block 4. This is kind of like, can I get? It's like an all multi-purpose phrase that you can use when you are traveling. Many of the first thing when people travel in America, I think my parents as well, when they visit America, one of the big thing they want to do is going on a shopping. They want to go to the outlet, and outlets in America are big. So they're selling the very expensive clothes in Korea in a very reasonable and cheap prices. I think some of the things that I could remember is Polo Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, and then Tory Burch, and Guess, Levi's, right? Those brands are in a very reasonable, cheap price because those clothes are not as luxurious and expensive in America. The Lego block number 4 that you need to know is, do you have? Do you have? 너 가지고 있어? Have and get, magic verb in English. You can use it in any situations, right? So, do you have is, you can use it at the restaurant, use it at the shopping mall, and you could use it at any stores that you walk into. And I will give you the 3 examples where you can use do you have, all right? The first example, in shopping mall, you go to the clothing stores, 옷가게, right? Size are so different in America than in Korea. The small size in America seems like medium or almost the large. It's very big. And medium will be like large or extra large in Korea, right? So you need to find the size that fits you. You need maybe bigger size or small size. What would you say? You could say, do you have a large? Do you have a larger size? Or if you want a smaller one, you can say, do you have a smaller size? Or if you want to ask a specific size that you need, do you have small? Do you have medium? Do you have a large? All right, so don't forget to remember, do you have, and ask something you need. All right. Number 2 example, in the restaurant, we've actually covered it. Can I get a menu, right? But you could also say, do you have a Korean menu? Do you have an English menu, right? So if you travel to Spain or Germany, other countries, you don't speak that language. I don't speak that language too. So if I need an English menu, I will say, do you have an English menu I can see? So that's the sentence you could use. And in the souvenir shop, and when you travel, you want to bring back some gift for your friends, your family, or your coworkers. So I usually buy the magnets. Very simple, easy to remember. People can just put it on their refrigerator. But you cannot just buy the same thing, same color for everybody. So number 3 example, do you have other colors? Do you have different colors? Do you have this in blue, black, or green? So say do you have and use the noun that you need in that situation, all right? So after you say, do you have a smaller size? They give it to you, you try it on, it fits good. What would you say? Can I get this? 이거 가질 수 있을까요? 살게요. Right? So these are the 4 Lego blocks that you need to use. First one, can I get? 내가 뭐뭐 가질 수 있을까요? When you're requesting something. Number 2, I need to. You're in the trouble, you need to find something. This is to 문제를 해결할 때. Right? Number 3, is there a? When you are looking for something, you are looking for 길 찾기, you can use is there a, right? And number 4, in a restaurant, you need something, you need the different size, you can say, do you have blank? All right? So today I actually covered these 4 Lego blocks that anybody can use when you're traveling to different countries. I think if you know those 4 big topics when you're traveling next time, there will be no problem to get something you need. Learning to understand how to ask a question can make your trip much easier. So, next time, don't try to memorize that big, thick book about 여행 정보, 여행 갔을 때 필요한 영어. You don't need it. Just memorize these 4 things I've told you today, and then just practice the 단어, the noun that you need when you're going. All right? And subscribe this channel for more daily English tips. All right? Good luck!